Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Shrutanshi. I have some major life updates. That's also because I always disappear and come back every 2 weeks, but we're gonna ignore that. As you guys know, I am in India right now and I have been really busy. I'm gonna try to get into it as much as possible without trying to give away a lot because most of my plans right now are kind of up in the air and I don't want to disclose a lot. I have been getting these kind of questions a lot on my channel. People have been asking me how my IELTS experience was, how I gave my test, what kind of preparation I did. Now, IELTS expires every 2 years, another amazing rule, so I need to retake it. I am giving my IELTS again tomorrow for reasons that I cannot disclose right now, but I promise if things go as planned, I'll talk about it. I have really bad exam anxiety and I'm really hoping that does not overshadow my performance. But basically, I have just been doing some writing practice for the past 2 hours. I've been focusing on part 1 writing and I'm just gonna do a bit more of part 2 now, which is more like essay based and you're supposed to write 250 words at least. Yup, I'll keep you guys updated and I'll let you know how my exam went. I need to lock in, get to some work, and then I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we get this done. Hopefully I do well. Wish me luck. I had like a 20-minute break. Usually speaking is on a different day, but because it was so last moment, I'm going to get my speaking exam right now. So far so good, honestly. I'm just tired. Let's hope speaking goes well and I don't panic on the spot. I will see you guys after I'm done and I'll give you an update. I am done with the test. I kind of yapped my way through speaking. I'm a bit concerned, but I will update you guys maybe once all of this is sorted out. Hi you guys, it has been a couple of days. I have my laptop here because my IELTS results are out. So going into it, I know like the prerequisite for most unis is 6.5, like above 6.5, but I obviously wanted to get higher because I got an 8.5. Yeah, that was my fake reaction. I saw my results yesterday while I was just on my laptop. That's my overall score and I thought I would go into where I could have done better or what my take and what my lessons were. Basically, I got a 9 in listening, so this was my strongest suit. Honestly, for listening, it's all about focus. They tend to make you think that they're gonna say one thing, but the answer is usually the second thing. Once you recognize the pattern, it's relatively really easy to score well in listening. My biggest tip here would be to not just practice the listening tests that they have on the IELTS website, but also listen to podcasts or watch movies at 1.5x speed. It just helps you receive that information at a faster rate and helps you practice that for your exams as well. For reading and speaking, I got 8.5 in both. So for speaking, I didn't really try to use any fancy words. I tried to stick to what I know, used a few maybe unique words here and there, and you're usually good to go. The test prompts for speaking are very vague, which is something I struggle with. I'm a yapper, so it works out somehow. Now let's talk about writing. Writing is usually where students struggle the most, and this is my lowest score as well. I got a 7.5. After reading my detailed feedback, I know exactly why I scored a 7.5. The report mentions that this band ideas can sometimes be too general or lack focus, and I think in my essay I tried to cover a lot of points in 250 words instead of sticking to 2 or 3 really good points and focusing on quantity over quality. Another trick that I adopted was do a scribble page, write down all the words that I remember before I start writing my passage, and it just helps with my anxiety because I have really bad exam anxiety, so I totally black out when I'm writing exams. But anyways, after giving your language test comes the hard part. So I put this Instagram story the other day, but basically I noticed a pattern immediately. A lot of you guys were feeling that exact same stress that I'm feeling right now because it's application season. Someone asked me, I want to pursue my degree, how do I? Whom to reach? What was the process of getting in? This is the perfect segue because honestly honestly, whom to reach is one of the hardest and trickiest parts as an international student who's planning to study abroad. When I first started looking into the study abroad industry, I realized that in one word, it is messy. I've heard so many horror stories from fellow students about how they had to get into a university just because the consultants were getting a commission out of it, not because it was a genuine fit for the student. And that hidden bias is a huge problem in this industry right now. And that is exactly why I'm partnering once again with GyanDhan. If you don't know what GyanDhan is, you can have a look at a few of my other videos. I'll link them above. GyanDhan basically has this free, of course, consultant finder that basically generates the best consultant for you. Instead of walking into a random office hoping for your goals to work out, GyanDhan provides the best suited options for you based on your profile. Whether you want to apply to Ivy Leagues or you want to pursue an MBA degree, the tool will match you with a consultant that has the best track record in the course that you're looking for. Besides the tool being free, another highlight I would say in my experience is that it's completely unbiased. GyanDhan has helped over 25,000 students, so they care about the success stories, not just making a quick buck. I did get a lot of questions about visas, the application process in detail as well, which I will be addressing, but you can also refer to GyanDhan's website to get help from not only finding a consultant but also for shortlisting your universities, finding loans, visa criteria, and it gets a bit less overwhelming in my opinion. Even during my bachelor's, I was applying through a consultant and that made the process much easier. Make sure to check out GyanDhan's free consultant tool in the description box. I will also pin it in my comments so that you guys have easy access. And yeah, it's free, so I would definitely recommend having a look, maybe trying the tool out, seeing if it's a good match for you. And yeah, let's move on to the questions you guys asked me on my Instagram. But now that we've got the who sorted, let's talk about how much and what. So the first question I got was about cost and about scholarships, which is so valid. As an international student, especially studying in Australia is really expensive. This varies widely by country, the kind of university you're going to, the course you're applying to. So a lot of factors play into it, but I would say you're looking at a rough range around 30 to 40 lakhs. But yes, coming to scholarships, I would highly recommend researching and applying to scholarships. This again plays back into the consultant thing because I still to this date regret not applying to more scholarships during my bachelor's because I didn't have a lot of idea and I was so overwhelmed. Definitely network, meet people, talk to your consultant, ask them to source some scholarships for you and what would be a good fit for you and your profile. I do have a packing video up from last year. Link can be found somewhere here, but I'm gonna do a new one again when I'm packing for Melbourne this time, so stay tuned for that. I would definitely say bring your local makeup. Makeup is very expensive abroad and it isn't worth spending money on. Just get your makeup from India. I wouldn't recommend getting an Indian hairdryer to Australia unless it has dual voltage. Just buy a cheap one when you land. As for adapters, carry international adapters. If you get Australian adapters, they won't work at airports when you're traveling. Another trick that I've learned is to just carry an Indian extension cord and get like one Australian adapter. It just works easier because all my other devices are Indian. I would say it is really tricky. Usually part-time can cover your living expenses, that is your rent and your food. It really just comes down to how you choose to spend your money and how you budget your finances. Now let's be really real. It is literally competitive everywhere right now, which is just unfortunate. And just having a degree isn't enough anymore. You need skills, you need to have extracurriculars. Internships are another necessity. So is it worth it? I would say yes. I have learned a lot in the past 2.5 years. You have to come with the mindset of working really hard. But I do not regret it one bit. And someone asked me about changing our course or uni after landing in Australia, and this used to be very very common maybe a couple of years ago, but because of a lot of sketchy activities, practically I would tell you to be very, very careful. Changing your course immediately can sometimes be a red flag for immigration. It just seems to them like you weren't genuine with your study plans. Don't pick a random course. Use the consultant finder tool, for example. Also, one thing that my consultant had told me was to look at the SOL, which is the skilled occupation list of the country that you're going to. So see which of those fields are really in demand in that country. College applications are the most stressful time, but this time I thought I would take you guys along as much as possible and just sort of share my journey so that you can visually see what's up. And yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to ask your questions in the comment section. Make sure to check out GyanDhan's free consultant finder tool to help you out with your college applications and your course guidelines. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye.